This is Ramy Aziz collaborating with Notebook LM to produce some reading material in association with my presentation at Pharos University on April 18, 2026. The title of this presentation is From Aziz and Nizet's Perspective in Science Translational Medicine, dating back to 2010.
And this brilliant quote, it comes from Dr. Nizet's own words. The truth is hidden in the genome. We are getting closer to the truth. You see, the genome itself isn't the truth, but the truth is definitely coded in there. And that's the problem, right? We only ever hear the story from the Homo sapiens side. The surviving humans, the ones who mastered language, seem to be monopolizing the truth.
So that leaves us with this question. Is there a chance for us to, listen? It's a really fascinating idea. And to even begin to answer it, we first have to look at the story we've been telling ourselves for, forever.
All right, so let's get into it. For more than a century now, ever since we first figured out what they were, we've basically seen our relationship with microbes as a war. They're the invaders, we're the defenders. It's a story that, let's be honest, puts us right at the center of everything.
This is what we call the anthropocentric view. It literally means human-centered. In this version of the story, microbes are only judged by how they relate to us. Are they good guys, our friends that help us make yogurt, or are they the bad guys, the foes that make us sick? But what if that's not the only way to look at it? What if that's not the whole story?
So let's completely flip the script here. What happens if we try to see the world from their point of view? If a microbe could talk, what story would it tell?
And this question, it just perfectly sums up the whole issue, doesn't it? We see ourselves as the victims, constantly under attack from these microbes. But if you think about it from their perspective, surrounded by our immune systems, bombarded by our powerful antibiotics, they might be asking, who's really attacking whom here?
It really is all about perspective. What we call an invasion, to them, that's just looking for lunch. What we call immune evasion, that's just them defending themselves. And toxigenesis, making toxins, well, that could just be their version of taking out the garbage. From where they're standing, they are just doing what every living thing does, trying to survive.
Okay, so you might be thinking, this is all just a cool philosophical idea. But how do we know any of this is real? Well, it's because microbes have been keeping this incredibly detailed diary for literally billions of years. And the amazing part is, we finally figured out how to read it.
That story, it's written right there in their genome. This complete set of their DNA tells us absolutely everything, where they've been, what battles they fought, and exactly how they've adapted over time. It is the ultimate clue file.
And here's what's so wild about a microbe's genome. It kind of has two main parts. You've got the core genome, which are the stable, essential genes that make it what it is. But then you've got this accessory genome, which is like a trading library of genes that can swap with other bacteria. This is what lets them adapt so ridiculously fast. They can pick up new tricks like antibiotic resistance almost instantly.
And if you want proof, this is the smoking gun right here. Scientists tracked the genomes of the superbug MRSA and created this map. And what it shows is just, wow. As we essentially carpet-bomb the planet with antibiotics, we weren't just killing bacteria. We were putting on this incredible pressure, just wiping out all the weak ones and creating the absolute perfect conditions for the tough, resistant survivors to take over and spread all over the world. We ourselves were the ones driving their evolution.
Okay, so this is all incredibly fascinating stuff, for sure. But so what? Why does any of this actually matter in the real world? What's the big takeaway?
Look, adopting this biocentric view isn't about being pro-microbe or cheering for the bacteria. Not at all. It's about being smarter strategists. Think about it. If you understand what motivates your opponent, that they aren't driven by some evil plan, but just by basic survival, you can start to predict their next move. And that lets you develop smarter therapies, ways to outthink them, instead of just trying to blast them with brute force.
Which, leaves us with one last really crucial question. For the last 100 years, we've been fighting this war based on sheer brute force. So if we finally stop for a minute and actually try to listen to their side of the story, can we maybe find a smarter way to protect ourselves?